Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel for another best free agents video. We've already covered the National League North and South and the National League, so let's get into SkyBet League Two. So guys, as I've mentioned, we've already done the National League North and South. We've already done the National League. This is a completely new set of players that will sign for your club if you are in League Two. I'm currently the manager of Forest Green Rovers, just to show you guys how much you can get some of these players for. So let's dive in and take a look at these players, starting off with the goalkeepers. Okay guys, kicking things off is French goalkeeper Dorian Grange. Having been released from Lyon, where it looks like he spent his entire time as a youth prospect. Looks like a pretty good goalkeeper here. Nice at 6 foot, good aerial reach, command of the area, communication, decent enough in the handling, one-on-ones and reflexes section. Probably want to train him on positioning, but not too bad at all. And also 10 free kick taking, which I've only just noticed, which is pretty good for a League Two side. Whether or not you want your goalkeeper taking your free kicks, that is entirely up to you guys. As I said, free agent, let's go and approach him. He would happily come in at Forest Green. He looks like he only wants a backup contract as well, so we negotiate and he wants, you know, £1,400 a week, decent enough signing on fee. Obviously we've got a little bit of budget to play with here, but obviously you can haggle this down. That is Dorian Grange, the French goalkeeper. So sticking with goalkeepers then, we now have Paul Roulet, another French goalkeeper. There's quite a lot of players from Europe on this list, and not a great deal of English players. But again, very similar sort of aspect. 12s in the handling, one-on-ones and reflexes section. It's got a good ability for rushing out, which is quite nice. Nice throwing, decent command of the area, slightly better in the mental attributes, much better positioning, additional 3 more. And this guy's got 12 free kick taking. So these free kick takers, you know, if you want your goalkeeper to take free kicks like that Brazilian, the guy's name completely escapes me, but you could look at Paul Roulet to do that for you. If we approach the sign, he wants to come in, he wants to be our first choice goalkeeper. Wants a little bit too much for Forest Green here. But, you know, I'm sure you could haggle this guy down and get a good deal on Paul Roulet. So we move into defenders now, and I'm still sticking with the theme of the Frenchman. We have Maury Kone, has been released from Troyes in France, where he looks like he spent a decent chunk of his career, barring a few little appearances in Italy. Really nice first touch, good heading, good marking, decent passing at 10, decent tackling at 10 as well, nice technique, pretty strong mentally, and then really nice physicals, as well as being 6'3". Could be a like a sort of ball playing centre back for you. It's pretty good in the air, as I mentioned. Nice jumping reach of 15 to go along with that 14 heading. He's going to be a pretty big danger from set pieces. If we go to sign him, wants to come in, regular starter, negotiate the contract. He wants a big wage, but I'm sure you can play around with this, offer him a few more years, that sort of thing. And then you can have yourself a very, very good centre-back with Maury Kone. And here so staying with the theme of centre-backs, but slightly moving away from the Frenchman, is Alvaro Erenchiba. I'm going to go with that. I've butchered it. I'm sorry to any Spanish people out there, or Spanish-speaking people out there. He's not going to set the world alight for you, but decent heading, marking, tackling, decent enough technique at 10. Good concentration, good decision making as well, good leadership, really nice positioning, decent enough anticipation and bravery. You'd like that a little bit higher, but not going with Alvaro here. Decent enough physicals, not the tallest at 5'10", but a potential good free agent. If we go to sign him, he wants to be a regular starter. Again, you can sort out his wages. It will come in for 2k a week. Obviously, I personally wouldn't ever give anyone a promotion bonus, promotion wage rise even, but there we go. That is Alvaro. I'm not even going to attempt to say his surname again. Another centre-back, another Spaniard, and we have here Primi. He's 23 years old, looks like he's played for Elche a couple of times, and I don't know where this team are from. The 3rd division in Spain. Really nice heading, Nice long throws, good marking, good passing as well, good tackling. That technique's a little bit worrying at 5 out of 20, but isn't necessarily the worst. Good bravery, composure, really nice mental attributes where it counts here, nice work rate as well. And then really nice solid physicals, double digits in absolutely everything. Comes in at 6'1", has the player traits of marks opponents tightly and tries to play his way out of trouble. Again, it's very similar ball playing centre back if you want to go down that route. If we approach to sign, again, important player, negotiate his contract. Seems pretty easy, but you could haggle it down to cost him even less. Okay guys, into the fullback spots, and we have Andrea Bandini, the Italian who looks like he has played most of his life in Italy, former Inter Milan prospect, youth prospect. Looks like he's had quite a few loans all over the place. He's 25 years old, he's got face in my face pack, pretty nice crossing, good free kick taking, nice first touch, decent long throws at 10 as well, good marking, good tackling, good technique, really nice smattering of attributes all across the mental area. Yeah, okay, he's not got great jumping reach at 6 and not very good strength at 8 as well, but you don't necessarily need that as much in a fullback. It's pretty good, pretty solid player from what I believe. Good lord, he wants a lot of promises. What does he want? Stepping stone, that's usually fine, I don't mind that. Third position, that's fine. Wants to improve the attackers. Okay, so they're all not too bad actually. Very much doable. And then, yep, it looks like he would be willing to sign and we can afford him. So that would be Andrea Bandini, the fullback from Italy. Sticking with that Italian theme and the fullback theme, we have Antonio Melola. He's a natural at right back, but can also play right wing back if you wanted to play that. Really nice crossing on him. Good long shots, good long throws, marking, passing, tackling, technique. Slightly better out of the two is Antonio here. Nice aggression, pretty good anticipation, good bravery as well. Nice mental attributes where it counts. Slightly better in the jumping reach and in the strength categories. Also plays 1-2s and possesses a long flat throw, which if you've watched my set pieces video, I definitely recommend getting a couple of players in your team that either have this trait or you would like to train in this trait, because throw-ins are a very underrated part of this game. Check out my set pieces video. The card will be popping up in the corner right now. So if we go to approach Antonio, wants to be a regular starter, nothing real worrying on the rest of the promises. Will come in 1.7k a week. I personally haggle this down again, no promotion, wage rise, that sort of thing, but another good fullback for you here. So moving into the other side of the field, we have Gonzalo Bozzoni. This is a Argentine, much the same as the two Italians previously, is a natural at left back and left wing back. Really nice crossing, good heading. The long throws again at 14 is key for me. Good marking, good passing, really nice tackling, good technique as well at 13. Unbelievable determination at 17 as well. Really nice mental attributes on this guy. 5'7", so he's not the tallest. He's not going to win you a lot of headers, but if you look at his graph here, he seems pretty well rounded, slightly more suited to a fullback than a wing back in my opinion. He's not the strongest in those attacking attributes, but pretty good nonetheless. If we go to approach to sign, again, regular starter, immediate transfer. Again, very easy player to sign is Gonzalo Bozzoni. Back to the Spaniards now, and another player who has a face in my face pack is Jeremy Valeron. Not as good as the Argentine that we just went over, but decent enough first touch, passing, tackling technique. He's good in all the areas that he needs to be for a fullback, as well as being a natural at left back, left wing back, and competent enough at left midfield and left attacking midfield. So if you did need to, you had a couple of injuries, this guy would be pretty good to fill in for you anywhere up that left hand side. Really nice determination again at 18, good decisions as well. Pretty good all across the board. I imagine he'd come in a little bit cheaper, just wants to be a squad player as I've seen there. No promotion bonus percentage, doesn't have an agent, which is always a plus as well. Don't want to be spending a lot of fees on agents. Now if you want a player who is versatile, then look no further than Miguel Garcia. Really good player in a lot of positions as well, actually. He's a natural attacking left midfield, but he can play anywhere up that left-hand side. He is accomplished in all of those positions, as well as right midfield and attacking right midfield. And he is, I believe that's competent. Yeah, he's competent in the attacking midfield spot in a central role as well. Really nice technical attributes, as you would expect from someone who has come from Spain. Good corners, good dribbling. Finishing isn't too bad for a wide player, to be perfectly honest. Decent free kick taking a 10. But he also has pretty good marking as well as tackling for a winger. It's not too bad, really nice technique, really nice mental attributes all across the board. Has pretty good traits of gets forward whenever possible, plays 1-2s, and cuts inside from both wings. He is very much left-footed, so if you are playing him over on this right-hand side, you will be wanting him to cut in. But I quite like him just for his sheer versatility and the fact that he can play all up and down this left-hand side. So if we go to approach to sign him, he wants to be an important player. Oof, that is a big old wage budget. Let's see, I cannot adjust my wage budget any more than that, so we're going to have to walk away, but maybe he would be a little bit cheaper in your save. Sticking with the theme of the Spaniards, we have Mario Marin, Spanish, as I said, 28-year-old who can play all up this right-hand side. He is a natural at right back, right wing back, and right midfield. Pretty solid all across the board. I think he's, again, slightly more suited to probably a wing back role for Marin, actually. Pretty good all across the board. Nice speed as well. Good acceleration and agility of 15s. 12 pace is not too bad. He's going to feel pretty quick in those fullback roles. Nice aggression, good anticipation at 12s, good determination at 14, nice work rate as well, good leadership, good off the ball. 12's all in these technical attributes as well is pretty good. He is currently wanted by teams in Australia and Qatar and the United Arab Emirates by the looks of things. But would he come to Forest Green Rovers? Yes, he would. Wants to play in a right back with the role of wing back, that's fine. Look to strengthen the attackers, that is not a problem. That seems to be a theme so far with this Forest Green side. Got him there, 2k a week on a 3-year deal. Not too shabby at all. I think you will see out of this, guys, I am looking for versatility as well as quality, and this is where Quinton Martin comes into play again. Natural at the right back and the right wing back, but can also accomplish at the right midfield spot. Nothing too stand out about him. Decent enough dribbling and first touch at 12. Good technique at 12 as well. Having played in France a large portion of his career, the Frenchman seems pretty decent. Again, nothing too spectacular, but as I said, offers that versatility of being able to play on both wings. And we go to approach to sign him. Ooh, another big old wage, yearly wage rise. I'm never doing these anyway, so let's try and negotiate one of these deals. Let's see, give you a bit more in terms of signing on fee, more of an appearance fee. Wow, okay. So I kind of ended those negotiations a little bit abruptly there. But Quinton Martin, not a bad fullback if you can get him for the right price. Moving in to the middle of the park, and we have the defensive midfielder or central midfielder here from Kosovo, Liradon Vokaj. I think that's not too bad, but we shall see. This guy just stood out to me because he's just got a lot of 10s. There's a lot of double digits here, and I really like that. You could probably get his long throws as well as his flair and his leadership up as well. So he's got 10s all across the board and pretty much everything except from jumping reach. As I said, solid but not spectacular. Pretty good all across the board. Good corners for set piece taking. 10 free kicks, not the worst for a central midfielder as well. Decent marking, tackling, passing, penalty taking. Is pretty solid all across the board here. Pretty nice, solid defensive midfielder. Is wanted by Ipswich, so I wonder if he would come to League Two. He would. Wants to go on an intensive language course. That's not a problem, sir. Wants to be a box-to-box midfielder. I think that's where he's pretty well suited as well. Doesn't have an agent, so again, another plus there. Let's see if we could get rid of that promotion wage rise and drop that down a little bit. Come on, meet me at 1.6. 1.6k, 11k signing on fee, £350 appearance fee, and an unused substitute fee of £90. This is a absolute steal of a signing here. Okay guys, and now we move on to Pierre-Baptiste Barelli, potentially one of the highest quality players in this team if you ask me. Really nice technicals all across the board. The Frenchman can play as a natural in central defensive midfield and central midfield. Really nice tackling. Tackling at 10 is not too bad. He's going to be more of a creative midfielder for you. Nice technique, good passing, good long shots, nice free kick taking at 13 as well. Good first touch. Pretty good all across the board in terms of the technical attributes, to be perfectly honest. Really, really nice mental attributes. So this is where this guy stands out. 18 for leadership, 16 for determination. Is a really good person to have in your dressing room. Okay, physical stats, not the worst. Resolute personality, which is quite nice to have. Gets forward whenever possible, dictates the tempo, and likes the ball played into feet. So that is pretty good for a central midfielder who will be looking to get your team playing football. If we approach to sign, wants to come in as just as a squad player, which is absolutely unbelievable. You could probably even mug him off a little bit more here and see where you can get him. 1.1k, I mean, that's next to nothing for a player of this caliber. Another Frenchman and another central midfielder. This guy's most recently been released from Dundee up in Scotland. He is currently wanted by Carlisle, Ipswich and Tranmere. So some decent clubs in there, some in League One, some in League Two. You've got decent dribbling, good first touch. Again, a much more creative midfielder here. A decent anticipation, good composure as well of 11. That's pretty good. Good determination at 13, but not great. Suited more as a defensive midfielder by the looks of things, but he also can pass and get your team moving forward. Good work rate as well. 11 vision for a CDM's not too bad in my opinion. Pretty good acceleration and pace. 14s for both. Good natural fitness at 14. Good strength at 14 as well. He's only 5'9", so he's not necessarily going to be the biggest ball winner for you in the air, but he is going to be someone who is able to get across the pitch quite nicely. Similar to Kante, probably not as good as Kante, but this is Carl Madianga. Yeah, a budget N'Golo Kante for League Two. Nothing wrong with that. Next up, guys, is Matias Juarez, the Argentinian, bringing some South American flair to your team. Unlike the guys that we've just discussed, he's not as good at tackling and breaking play down, but he is going to be there to be a creative output for your team. Really nice technique and passing, pretty good first touch and dribbling as well. The standouts for me, though, are the 16 on decisions, the 20 on determination, and the 16 for natural fitness. Possesses a decent amount of pace as well. That balance could be worked on to make him a little bit better, but having been released from Huracan, it looks like he could be a pretty good creative force for your team. Wants to come in to Forest Green as an important player. You can easily knock that down to 2k, and he's happy with it. Minimum fee release clause of 2.2 million. That's not too bad, actually. If I sold a player when I was in League 2 for 2.2 million, I'd be quite happy with it, especially if we brought him in as a free transfer. Bringing back the versatility with the Frenchman, we have Gabriel Itinov. 23-year-old Frenchman, doesn't have a face in my face pack, which I don't like, but, you know, we'll stomach it, we'll move on. Can play as an accomplished player in quite a lot of positions. Left midfield, right attacking midfield and striker, but is most natural at the left attacking midfield spot. Decent in the set piece areas of corners, good crossing, good dribbling as well, decent first touch. Good passing, good technique. Pretty nice in the mental attributes, double digits for most of them. That leadership score's pretty poo at the 1, but you know, that's something that could be worked on in mentoring groups. Jumping reach of 3, as he is only 5'7", is not great, but he is a winger. He's not necessarily going to be winning these balls for you. If you go to sign him, he wants to come in as a squad player on almost £4.5 a week. Okay, you may have to play around with your wage budgets here, guys, to fit this player in. He's a decent enough player, but looks like he's difficult to negotiate with in terms of contract. So next up, guys, we have Jamaican central midfielder Simon Dawkins. The former Tottenham player spent a decent amount of his career in the US, but most recently was released by Ipswich. Pretty good all across the board here. Good corners. In the areas that you want him to be, you want him to have good passing, decent penalty takings, a plus as well if you get into a penalty shootout. 12 techniques, pretty good. Really nice all across these mental attributes for the ones that matter. As you can see, the highlights here for the Mazzala. Good anticipation, good composure, decisions, flair, off the ball, vision and work rate are all in the double digits. Good acceleration, decent balance as well. Pretty good stamina. Really good for a central midfielder. So we go to approach Simon Dawkins, wants to come in as a squad player. That is quite a large wage for a squad player. Really wish we could negotiate these down a little bit more, but looks like I don't have the wage budget with Forest Green. He's a good player again, but it looks like he wants a little bit too much out of my save. But let's see if you can pick him up in your guys' saves. We continue to move up the pitch now, and we have a Moroccan winger who is a natural at both attacking midfield right and attacking midfield left. He's got really good technical stats, decent enough mental attributes. He's pretty poor physically, I'm not going to lie to you, but that is kind of what you expect from some of these wingers. They're not necessarily going to be the most physical for you, but it's really nice technically in terms of dribbling, good technique, good passing as well. Good first touch at 14, free kick taken at 13 is pretty nice as well. Good anticipation, good composure. He also has the traits of shoots from distance and places shots. Don't really know how those two correlate. He is wanted by Rochdale in England, a team in Qatar, and a couple of teams in Australia. You go to approach him, wants to be vice captain. Don't know how I feel about that, but we can take a look at your leadership. Or so maybe not gonna be vice captain. Where has he gone? There he is. It's decent enough, so I'd probably get rid of that. We don't want him as our vice captain with leadership of 4. Intensive language course, that's not a problem. Improve the attackers, sure. Wants to be an inverted winger, I guess that's fine. We go to approach him contract wise, 1.9k again, nothing too spectacular. He does have an agent though, and also wants a landmark goal bonus after 10 goals, but that's not too bad. The versatility is key again. You don't want to be specializing too much. You've only got a limited amount of squad spaces. This guy from Morocco is a pretty good bet for both wings. Moving up the field then, and we are back with another Spaniard of Bicho. His stats sort of speak for themselves. The 16 technique is outstanding. The 16 for flair, again, outstanding. Really good determination as well. He is only 5'8". I sort of see him more as like a Justice Santi Corzola, like a small playmaker-y, tiki-taka-y sort of player. Is most natural at the central attacking midfielders, but is accomplished on the left and the right if you needed to play in there. He is left-footed, tries to kill a ball straight as well. Quite nice. His graph looks really good, really stretching out towards this technical side. I think he could be a really nice playmaker for your team. Wants to come in just as an important player. That is a big contract. I hate these match the highest earner clauses. Yeah, he wants double the wage that I can offer him. Hopefully you guys can work your wage budget around and get a better offer into Bicho, because I really think that he could be a quality League Two central attacking midfielder. The Italians are back at it again with Emmanuel Rovini, natural at striker, central attacking midfielder and attacking midfield right. He's also accomplished at the attacking midfield left. Really nice in terms of technicals, pretty good in terms of physicals, not necessarily the best mentals. The determination and the flair is pretty good, but I really like this guy for his dribbling, his corners. His first touch is pretty good. 14 long shots is nice as well. Good at passing, good technique. He's got a few player traits on him as well. Moves into the channel, shoots from distance, shoots with power, and knocks the ball past the opponent with his 12 pace and 13 acceleration. I think that's pretty good. He is left-footed. Looks like he spent a decent amount of time in Italy here. If we go to offer him a deal, he only wants to come in as a fringe player, which is quite nice. Intensive, like, wants to play number 10. Wants to have the number 10. Sure, let's finalize those promises. Seems happy enough to come in. 1.5k, no agent again, massive plus, especially at League 2 level. Minimum fee release is probably something you want to work on, but it looks like that value has been limited by the player himself. Another decent player. Versatility is key at the lower leagues, so Emmanuel Rovini, another good option. Keeping with the trend of the Italians, we have Antonio Gamolni, 26 years old. He is currently wanted by Portsmouth, so you're in good company here if you try to sign him. Good crossing, good dribbling, good first touch, nice passing, good technique as well, good determination, tending a decent smattering of attributes within the mental section. Good pace at 13, as well as the 13 for agility and acceleration. Fairly determined, plays 1-2s, is a nice little trait to have on your wingers. You go to approach the signing, wants to play in the left, attacking midfield left with the role of inverted winger, wants to learn English and wants to improve the attackers. Very, very cheap here. Even with the agent fee, he only wants £900. He has been informed that Portsmouth are monitoring the situation and maybe tempted to go to League One Portsmouth, but a good bet nonetheless here. Only wants a 1-year deal, so that's not too bad as well. Decent enough appearance fee, is definitely manageable. Goal bonus as well. I tried to remove these unused substitute fees myself, but again, another little player in Antonio Gamoni. Now we start moving into the real difference makers in the final third of the pitch, and we have Andrea Vasulo, the Italian, 21 years old, looks like he's played his entire career in Italy, former AC Milan prospect. He is also wanted by Portsmouth, as I've just noticed, but really nice dribbling, finishing, first touch is kind of what you want in that final third, to couple with his good anticipation, good bravery, good decisions and determination as well. Nice off the ball. You don't care about his marking, you don't care about his tackling, you don't really care about his free kick taking, to be perfectly honest. Decent enough pace, he's going to feel relatively quick at this level. 12 heading to go along with 10 jumping reach and being 6 foot tall. Again, he's probably not going to be the biggest threat in the air, especially in League Two. You're going to come up against some big defenders, but he is useful in the air. I think he could definitely do a job in the air for you. You go to sign him, wants to be a breakthrough prospect, wants to learn English, that's not a problem. Let's ask this guy to suggest an offer and see how far away we are. And bring him in for 2k. Again, decent little fee for a striker that could be a real difference maker for you. And now we have the only Englishman on the list. We have Will Miller here, released from Burton Albion. Prefers to play the false 9 as a striker. He is currently wanted by Coventry, Grimsby, Northampton, Rochdale, Rotherham and Fleetwood. But as you can see why, he has pretty good stats in all the areas that matter. My personal preference out of strikers would be to play him as an advanced forward. So he's got really nice dribbling, first touch and finishing. Decent enough passing, 11 techniques, fine. The 11 composure is quite nice at League Two level as well. Good anticipation, decent off the ball, decent work rate. Again, and nice physicals. You may worry about him being 5'6", but as that advanced forward or the false 9, he's either going to be linking up the play or he's going to be trying to break beyond the defensive line. Will Miller, will you come into Forest Green Rovers? He wants to come in as a squad player. I'm going to take that false 9 out personally because that's just what I do. Wants £1,300 a week, a cheaper option compared to some of these guys who want 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 grand a week. Yeah, so I personally take off that. I'd take off that, give him a little bit more in terms of wages, and he's happy with that. So you take off the bonuses as much as you can, and there is a really good striker for you at the League Two level. So we've just got 2 players left, guys, and here is Kevin Granero, Argentinian. Not necessarily the most breathtaking of strikers, but he is pretty good in a lot of areas. Good crossing actually for a striker, decent enough finishing at 10. It's not going to be the best in the league, but it's definitely not going to be the worst. Good heading, good penalty taking. He is 6'2", so maybe he's more suited as a target man. Good bravery as well to put his head into those situations. Decent off the ball, good positioning, good work rate, really nice in terms of physicals as well. 14 stone is 6'2". He is going to be a bit of a lump up there. That is going to be potentially what you need at League Two level. Someone who can get in and amongst the 2 centre-backs and disrupt them. Squad player, £1,100 a week, 1.6k, signing on fee, no agent again, so save yourself a fee there. Not too bad in terms of the bonus clauses as well. So another good striker there from Argentina, Kevin Granero. And finally, guys, the last player on this list is Slimani Sissoko. Frenchman, nice face pack, love that haircut, the little Mohican in his face pack. Looks like he's been released from Nimes in France. He is wanted by Perth Glory, a couple of teams in the United Arab Emirates, Adelaide United, yeah, so another Australian team. Really nice in terms of finishing, good first touch as well, nice heading. 6'3", but also has 12 pace and 13 acceleration, so he's going to feel pretty quick for a guy that size. Good off the ball, good technique. You'd like a little bit more in terms of composure potentially, and maybe up in that bravery, but again, another striker who could make a difference for your team. Your approach to signing wants to be vice captain. I hate when people request these things. Improve the coaching team, that's fine. Strengthen the following area, wants to improve the attackers. That's you, my friend. You're the attacker. £1,100 a week, 3.5k sign-on bonus, agent fee of 1.1k is not too bad. I'd personally take out the promotion bonus, as I said, and there you go. You have him signed up. Again, another striker who could be a real difference maker for you in League Two. So there you have it, guys. That is my third list of free agents. Don't get me wrong, some of the guys who I have earmarked in the National League video would definitely do a job at League Two. So definitely go and check that video out. I will leave a card that will pop up in the top corner of this video, and you can go and take a look at that video for yourself. I will be back with another one of these very soon. I'm probably looking at SkyBet League 1 level next. But until then, guys, take care, and I will see you very, very soon for another video on the channel.